What is up, racers, and welcome back to part 6 of our F1 2021 Breaking Point journey. Thank you so much for joining me today for another episode. If you missed our previous episode, part 5, be sure to check that one out. Getting into the brain, the mentality of Casper Ackerman, and starting to sympathize with him, seeing how the team is clearly prioritizing Aiden over him, but pulling it back for a superb P2 at the Dutch Grand Prix, his home race. We're going to see if we can carry the momentum into Canada, but it seems as if a little classic team order dilemma is going to throw things into a flux.
Casper Jackson is faster than you. We need you to let him pass. Do you copy, Casper? Let Jackson pass, please.
I don't understand.
You can have the place back if you can't pull away.
Is he landing quicker?
Yeah, he's behind you, Casper. Confirm you'll let him pass, please.
Look, he's not close enough.
Come on, Casper.
Oh dear. I have a feeling that the heads are going to start rolling again, especially considering this is a scenario. So here we are to the Canadian Grand Prix. If you missed our previous My Team episodes, which I just uploaded recently, then be sure to check that one out as well. You'll know that this is a very good track for us, but our objective is to not let Jackson pass. Those are the exact words given to us on the game. So, we're really going to be stirring the pot a little bit and basically just retain the position. We're both, looks like we're both on similar strategies, both on the soft compounded tire. That being said, knowing our pit stop drama from the last episode, there's no guarantee that I don't even know if we have the better tires or Jackson does. I have a feeling Jackson does, because we just lose all grip and go into the wall at turn 5. No front wing damage, thankfully, but here we are, 2 laps left, because nothing really happened. We were able to keep Jackson back. He was actually falling behind a lot. I think that's part of something to do with the difficulty we have the game set at. So, yeah, clearly not fast enough. But here we go, we're going to get Lando Norris, see if we can get a little move done. Go around the outside and raise the hand in interjection. Oh no, yellow flag. Oh no, did we just pull up My Team? Let's see here, and I pulled a, yep, another cardinal sin. We punted Norris off. Lando's actually one of my favorite drivers, so sorry about that, Lando. Please don't kick me off Quadrant for that. Not saying that I'm ever going to be on Quadrant, but my chances are a little slimmer now. Max Verstappen wins the Canadian Grand Prix, and we are able to retain the position over Jackson to get P7, but ultimately compromised the amount of points we could have possibly gotten. And the team, well, they're not answering the radio, so they're probably not very happy with our performance.
You've got to ask yourself just what's going on behind the scenes at AlphaTauri. This rivalry between the two drivers is simply not going away.
You wonder how many more points they're going to squander. I think AlphaTauri have got a real problem here that they need to deal with. I don't know how, but they've got to address it.
You think of what happened in Mexico last season. The two drivers took each other out of the race completely. How long before we see a repeat of that? As you so rightly say, Ant, something's clearly not right over there.
What was that? Hey!
Just leave it.
No! Just talk to me for once!
Just let go. Now back off!
Why do you have to be like this?
Oh, so I'm the problem!
You won't let me pass! You won't even talk to me!
You want respect, you give respect! That's how it works!
How about you give me a little respect?
How about you earn it first?
How am I supposed to do that? I'm all ears!
You give me space out there. What's your problem?
I'm trying to win.
Oh, and that makes you special?
You're a nightmare, Casper!
I'm fine. Well, you won't have to put up with me for much longer.
What's that supposed to mean?
I am sick and tired of all this. I'm done.
You're what?
I'm retiring.
Wait. What? Casper! Casper!
Oh dear. Well, it finally happened. I mean, it was in the making, but not the best way to go viral about a retirement. And clearly we've stirred the pot, as typically F1 Twitter and social media are back at it. We jump into chapter 11 2 weeks later at the Austrian Grand Prix, and it seems as though that video and the drama that came out of it has really just not gone well for AlphaTauri. And I doubt they're going to be able to put this away. as they did with Mexico. Yeah, I'm going to rate this paddock fight over Mexico. That was... Yeah, I can't remember the last time in modern day F1 there was a fight in the paddock. Oh, wait, no, it was Brazil 2018, wasn't it? Which is even funnier because Ocon was one of the guys trying to hold Ackerman back from fighting. Fun. Anyway, articles here. I don't usually show the articles, but you see here, there's an article saying Aiden Jackson is struggling with confidence, which is weird to say. I mean, considering when we were in his perspective, we won 2 Grand Prix in our rookie season, so really, there shouldn't be any struggles of confidence. So maybe, did Ackerman's retirement announcement, did that fight do something to him? And speaking of which, Devon's rumor is validated. Christian Horner says there is a seat open at Red Bull, which means that Perez, in this breaking point story at least, is out of the team for 2022. Obviously, that's not the case in real life, but yep, as you stroll through our social media, and well, there's just a mix of messages going around here. A lot of people talking about the Red Bull seat, a lot of people excited for the Austrian Grand Prix, and of course, I mean, well, if there ever was a textbook definition for how not to announce one's retirement, that was it. As you can clearly see from our emails, our agent and our PA representative clearly not happy with how that video surfaced on the internet, and I wouldn't be surprised if a certain Devin Butler filmed that, because he's always trying to stir the pot. But anyways, we jump into Chapter 11, the Austrian Grand Prix. Let's try and put that fight with Jackson out of our minds as we head into the mid-race around the Red Bull ring. And it seems as though we have had a poor start, but thankfully a safety car has come out. Let's try and salvage some positions and some points. Right, and as you can see, no radio message. I think in this episode, specifically with Canada and Austria, I think there's a glitch in my game. Because I've heard other YouTubers, and there is radio messages played in both of those pre-race cutscenes in the moment, where the game is trying to load up, but for some reason, they didn't play for me. Hopefully that'll fix itself out, but as we catch up to the safety car queue, we need to finish in the points, in 10th or above, which is easy. The Red Bull ring is a track you can overtake around, but Jackson's the one who DNF'd. So Jackson caused the safety car. Is there a little bit of a team strategy going on? No, that's probably not the case. If that were the case, the team would have told us to crash out. It would be Crashgate 2.0, but whatever. We're at the back of Nicholas Latifi as the safety car comes in this lap. We're going to see if we can get a good start, because if you remember from F1 2020, our safety car restarts are not one of our strong suits. That's a plane flying over my house. I apologize about that. Hopefully that won't show up in the edit. As we go, the green flag running and catching up in the slipstream with Nicholas Latifi, clearly in a faster car. We're going to dive down the inside of Nicholas Latifi into turn 1. We definitely cut the corner, but for some reason the stewards don't see the incident. I mean, that being said, the stewards don't really pay attention to what's going on in the back of the field. And now we're catching up to Raikkonen through the kink of turn 2 into turn 3. We're going to blow a massive dive bomb from like 4 cars back. We cut the corner again, but we're able to keep the position, passing our fellow old man in the field. I mean, Ackerman and Raikkonen, I've said this in previous occasions, they are very similar. But we're going to dive down the inside of turn 4 on Esteban Ocon, the man who tried to keep us from fighting our teammate, and, well, we repay the favor by passing him. He's on the hard tires, though. As you can see, Russell and Mick Schumacher, great fight through here, and that opens up a pass on Schumacher through turn 10. We're in the slipstream of George Russell. We don't even need DRS. The AlphaTauri is a superior car to the Williams, and we're just going to pass them right before the first corner. So great move on our part, and well, I mean, with Devin Butler at Haas and his teammate Ian Schumacher, does that mean that Codemasters interprets Devin Butler as the Nikita Mazepin of the Breaking Point universe? I would agree with that. Anyways, we're on the outside of turn 4 around Antonio Giovinazzi, and we're just pulling off an overtake masterclass. I feel like Oprah. Like, you get an overtake. You get an overtake. Everyone gets overtaken as he passes Vettel now. The superior exit, and we caught up to Devin Butler in P11. We're going to weave from the inside to the outside of Butler. We're going to dive on the outside. Look, Butler pops out of nowhere. He pulls a massive dive bomb, and he keeps... Well, we keep the position, and we're just outside the point, so we're about to achieve our objective already. We're flying. I think the AlphaTauri mechanics have replaced our car with NASA rocket fuel as we dive on the inside of both Ferraris. And we spin it. Oh man. How do I own? So we end up back where we started. Choking again, but like I said, we love a challenge. Let's do it all again as we pass Latifi again down the inside of turn 4. And the scrap between Ocon, Schumacher, and Raikkonen allows us to pass both not only Ocon, Schumacher close to the inside. I'm going to dive on the inside of turn 6. Beautiful move by us. We get on the gravel, and yet we've still managed to hold on the move with our foot planted to the floor. And now we're catching up to Raikkonen, who has a poor exit. We ride a lot of curve that should have unsettled the car, but somehow we managed to keep it all together. We're going into turn 9 now. We hold off on Raikkonen. We're going to see if we can pull a bit of a dive, go a little wide on the curb, and we go trying to get out of Raikkonen's dirty air. We're going to go DRS down the start-finish straight. I'm talking a mile a minute. Look at that speed. We almost made contact. A little jerk of the car. We're going to dive down the inside of turn 1 to hold the position against Raikkonen. And we're up into P15. But we've got to make up all the positions we lost with that little spin. I mean, Ackerman being a bit of an elder statesman of the sport, and considering that Raikkonen has had a few elder moments, I mean, kind of fits with the narrative. We dive past George Russell on the DRS straight, heading to turn 4. No, we don't even need the braking zone. We got it pulled off beautifully, leaving him in our dust. And now we're catching up to Antonio Giovinazzi. Butler's lost the place in P12. We tried to dive on the inside of Giovinazzi into turn 7, but Giovinazzi closes the door on us. So we're going to deploy a bit of ERS down this straight into turn 9. We're going to see if we can pull the dive bomb down into turn 9. We dive down. We just managed to barely keep the car within track limits, and we get the move done. Now we're catching up to Butler. We're in DRS range again, but we don't get it. We have to wait until there's a stretch into turn 3. We get the DRS, and there's a train of cars with Vettel, Sainz, Leclerc, all bunched up together. Can we get a quadruple overtake into turn 3? As we dive down the inside. We get squeezed by Leclerc off the track. At the same spot where we spun. Thankfully, we didn't spin. We get DRS. We're going to pass Butler with ease. Goodbye, Devin, as he tries to squeeze us off the track. We maintain our composure. We give a bit of a squeeze back, and we're going to try and go around the outside Sebastian Vettel around turn 4, but we can't get the move done. We're going to pull a bit of a switchback. We make contact with the rear right tire of Vettel. Thankfully, no damage. I don't think we have any damage. They hit the turn 6. Clearly we don't. We have some down. Still have the downward. We're going down the inside of Vettel into turn 7. Diving late. You don't see overtakes around there. And we beautifully get it done. Vettel, what are you doing in that Aston Martin as we're catching up to the Ferraris? We're not satisfied with P10. We want to get as many points as possible. Just going almost 3 wide into turn 2 with Stroll and Leclerc. We kind of go off track at past Leclerc. The stewards don't call out anything, but Leclerc's probably not going to be happy with that. With DRS and ERS, we're going to pass by Stroll, squeeze us. Why did I say us? Out to the outside. Do turn 3 on the outside. We cut up to Fernando Alonso now. This is like those 4 or 5 overtakes within 2 corners. What a beautiful run of form we're showing right now. It's clearly showing that we have confidence in that car and that Dutch Grand Prix victory. Clearly inspiring us to pull some worldly performances out of the bag, and not excuse me, and not only that, we crossed the line onto lap 16 with 2 laps remaining. We set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, even of a red sector, as we crossed the line again, 3 green sectors, and another fastest lap. We are absolutely flying. The 4-second gap to the McLarens has cut down to less than a second, and Ricciardo goes down the inside of Lando Norris. The little team battle going on there might just open up P4 for us. So we dive into turn 6, sliding up behind Norris. There's a lot of dirty air here, so we got to be careful. We dive on the inside of turn 7 on Lando Norris. He squeezes it out, but we give him a bit of a squeeze. He rides a bit of the curb, heading out of turn 8. It's a drag race to the line. See what we can do. Round turn 10. Now onto the straight with DRS, and unfortunately, we're not going to get the move on Lando. Actually, no, it is. This is the last lap. That was a penultimate lap. I didn't notice that. We dived on the inside of turn 1, barely keeping it within the track, and we pass Lando with ease. Now can we see if we can do the same on Daniel Ricciardo? We're catching him at a rate of knot with DRS. Great stuff from us as we dive down the inside. Ricciardo locks up, and we just managed to keep it firm and planted down on the floor. No more DRS and ERS. We're going to see if we can pull a move into turn 4. Ricciardo very slow in that McLaren, surprisingly, considering that car is much better than ours. Diving on the inside, and that's a move done. That's P5. So once again, pulling a worldly performance out. Max Verstappen wins the Austrian Grand Prix. That's like, I think that's 3 wins in a row in the last 3 races we've done. So Verstappen clearly showing the great form. But P5 from us after a spin in turn 3, and it's from the back of the grid. I say that's a great recovery drive from us. For some reason, the team's not talking to me. And, well, we showed Jackson that, well, we belong. So take that, Jackson.
Ackerman's done well to finish in the points, in stark contrast to his AlphaTauri teammate Aidan Jackson, who didn't even finish at.
Yeah, Jackson's looked off the pace all weekend. His performance just isn't where it should be. You can see the odd error creeping in on track too.
Well, if you believe the rumours, the AlphaTauri camp is not the happiest of places right now.
Yeah, and that can affect even the most experienced of drivers. I just hope Jackson gets his act together. He's a promising talent and he's much better than this.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
And so Max Verstappen wins at his de facto home Grand Prix, because Austria always brings the Orange Army, and considering how many races he's won, he's surely leading the championship by now. But unfortunately, we've got to focus on ourselves, because AlphaTauri only had one driver
Great
finish
work
today.
out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Today's race certainly had its ups and downs for you, Casper. Are you pleased with that performance?
I think we got to be pleased.
Yeah, it wasn't easy today. I somehow kept finding myself in the wrong place at the wrong time, so really happy to salvage some points. The safety car gave me a good opportunity to turn things around. Pretty pleased overall, yeah.
Speaking of the safety car, Devin Butler has gone on record calling you lucky to get the result you did. Did luck come into it today?
Oh, of course Devin's complaining. Oh, it's luck, it's luck. Well, it's not luck.
I'm not going to comment on what Devin has to say, but safety cars change races. It's just one of those things that's going to help you on the day or not. Thankfully, it went our way today.
Teammate Aidan Jackson was forced to retire today. Would you say he's going through a bit of a rough patch?
Ooh, well, I mean, after that fight, the press will really want us to comment on our team relationship. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of that. I'm just going to tell him, you know what? You got to ask Jackson about that.
I'm not here to talk about Aidan. You'll have to ask him about that.
Great. Well, that's everything.
All right. And well, speaking of which, Aidan's there for some reason. He surely would have had his interview by now. But here we are. Great result. We've been showing pretty good points results as Ackerman. So we're in a good spot. But we're getting a call. It's from Brian. Hopefully it's about our good performance, not about Aidan.
Brian.
Cass, are you busy?
Well, actually...
Look, I need you to come to the office. Can you pop by now?
Why? What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing. I'll tell you all about it when you get here.
Can't you just tell me now?
Thanks so much, Casper. Really appreciate it.
Huh. That is the definition of sketchy. If he wasn't our team boss, I'd be a little concerned and a little fearful for my life. But anyways, as you can see, you're scrolling through Twitter. Butler, of course, trying to defend himself for, complaining. As he would, I wouldn't expect anything less of him. But yeah, some really good performances from us, despite, hopefully, these good performances will overshadow the viral outbreak that occurred in Canada. That came out wrong, considering we're in a pandemic. I meant at social media. Don't clip what I just said, please. But anyways, let's go see what Brian wants to talk about with us. Head on to the next chapter.
Casper,
What's going on?
we need to clear something up. Take a seat.
Clear what up?
Aidan thinks it's his fault that you're retiring.
I'm sorry, Casper. I do respect you. Quite a lot, in fact. And I don't want you to retire. I didn't mean the things that I said. And I want you to know that if you're retiring because of me, I'll...
Will you tell him? This anxiety, it's no good for his performance.
I'm not retiring because of you.
But everyone says...
I'm not retiring because of you. Can I go now?
No. You're going to give him 2 minutes of your time.
Well, Brian, what am I? His therapist?
2 minutes, Casper. That's all.
Everyone says...
Everyone's an idiot.
Damn right.
Look, I'm not retiring because of you. I told Brian after Zandvoort. I'm sorry you found out the way you did.
tough.
Yeah, can be.
The press, social media. I don't know. How do you deal with it all?
Listen. There's only a handful of us in the whole world who get to do what we do.
Yeah.
A handful. You deal with it by never forgetting how lucky you are to be here. Understand? Never forget.
Hey, Casper.
Yeah?
Do you ever forget?
Sometimes. Sometimes we all do.
Wow, that was movie quality. The more I watch this, man, like, oh, I just want to see an actual Formula One modern day movie being made. It's just, so good. But anyways, looks like we're mending bridges. I think this is what AlphaTauri was hoping the partnership between Jackson and Ackerman would become. A mentor-mentee sort of situation. And, well, after the fight, I mean, it's good to see that we're fixing relationships. But that's it for this episode. We'll tackle the Belgian Grand Prix next episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below, share the video, share the love, and I'll see you guys very soon. I'm the ISO Racer. Remember, life's a marathon, not a sprint. Make sure you're always in a position to win. Peace out.